Lights, camera, action. Welcome back to Flick Flash. Dunkirk, Christopher Nolan's most recent historical epic, had a huge impact at the box office internationally and during its awards season. With 8 Academy Award nominations, 3 wins, and more over $500 in box office revenue, Nolan is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to the war drama subgenre. The wartime biopic Oppenheimer, which is based on the life of atomic bomb scientist J. Robert Oppenheimer, was revealed to be Nolan's next project, and it quickly rose to the top of the director's list of most anticipated forthcoming works of all. Both Oppenheimer and the Manhattan Project, the science and military initiative that resulted in the American nuclear bomb, have complicated legacies. While some admire the scientist, his crucial role in creating one of the most lethal weapons ever created has drawn some criticism. Here are some important works of literature and media to help you have a better understanding of both the man and the intricacy around the atomic bomb and its terrible and catastrophic aftermath before Oppenheimer visits theaters. On July 21, 2023, Oppenheimer debuts. J. Robert Oppenheimer's contribution to the creation of the atomic bomb. Following the fall of France in 1940, Oppenheimer joined the war effort, was named Project Head in 1942, and the first atomic weapon was detonated on July 15, 1945. The fatal dropping of the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August of 1945 occurred a month later, greatly aiding in the Japanese military's eventual capitulation. The remainder of Oppenheimer's career was defined by his later sorrow over his involvement in such a catastrophic creation. While he still believed that the Allied creation of the atomic bomb was essential to winning the war, he really regretted its lethal effects, dreaded its subsequent repercussions, and desired that the U.S. administration had forewarned the world about the weapon's catastrophic potential in order to minimize or decrease the death toll. Oppenheimer advocated for appropriate regulations over nuclear weapons and their continued development for the remainder of his professional life. The major literature that served as the inspiration for Nolan's Oppenheimer is Kai Bird and Martin J. Sherwin's Pulitzer-winning book American Prometheus, The Triumph and Tragedy of J. Robert Oppenheimer, which provides a more comprehensive look into Oppenheimer's life. It's also advisable to read Oppenheimer and the Manhattan Project, a compilation of academic studies on his life and contributions to the Manhattan Project organized by Cynthia C. Kelly. The lectures and writings of Oppenheimer on science and scientific knowledge have also been collected in a number of books, including Science and the Common Understanding and The Open Mind. If you wish to learn more about his life, the BBC produced the critically acclaimed TV series Oppenheimer in 1980. If the theater is more your style, check out the 1980 documentary Oppenheimer, which was nominated for an Oscar. The 2015 play Oppenheimer by Thomas Morton Smith received positive reviews. You'll be well versed in the complexities of a challenging historical character. The decision to create and utilize atomic weapons stemmed from the Manhattan Project. It's crucial to pause and carefully consider the Manhattan Project and the choice to create and employ atomic weapons in order to fully comprehend Oppenheimer's complicated impact on the world. There are undoubtedly many books on various aspects of the project, but the Manhattan Project, edited by Cynthia C. Kelly, may be the best place to start. It contains writings by and about many of the project's key players. The lengthy yet engrossing The Making of the Atom Bomb, which won Richard Rhodes the Pulitzer Prize, may be the book that defines the creation and usage of the atomic bomb. It's also important to consider the efforts to prevent the Nazis from developing nuclear weapons first, which are well chronicled in Susan Williams' Spies in the Congo, about the efforts to prevent Hitler from obtaining uranium, and The Bastard Brigade, a book by Sam Kean about the scientists who thwarted the Nazis' own atomic developments. The Manhattan Project rarely appears in American media, contrary to expectations. With interviews and archival footage, the Oscar-nominated 1980 documentary The Day After Trinity examines Oppenheimer and the development of the bomb. It also offers insight into the initial bomb test at the Trinity test site in New Mexico, as well as the immediate concerns that lethal forces had been unleashed that could not be controlled. The French miniseries Race for the Bomb, which was released in 1987, and the dramatization in Day One, a 1989 made-for-television documentary that won the 1989 Emmy for Outstanding Drama, Comedy Special, are two examples of Western films that discuss the creation of the bomb and its usage. The 1995 HBO film Truman, which focuses on President Harry S. Truman's beginnings, presidency, and choice to support the creation and deployment of the atomic bomb, is also noteworthy. Regarding the sad and destructive impacts of the atomic bomb, although the atomic bomb was created and used during World War II because to concerns that the Nazis may acquire nuclear weapons, its deployment in Hiroshima and Nagasaki led to some of the most sad and destructive events in human history. The narrative of John Hersey's book Hiroshima, which focuses on 6 residents of Hiroshima and follows them through the explosion and thereafter, chronicles the tales of the survivors and the catastrophic impact on the people of Hiroshima. It provides a moving glimpse into the unfathomable anguish of seeing that happen. Keiji Nakazawa's autobiographical manga I Saw It chronicles Nakazawa's personal experience as a young kid who survived the Hiroshima explosion, with a strong emphasis on how survivors dealt with the aftermath. In addition, Nakazawa created the 10-volume manga series Barefoot Gen, which was loosely based on his experiences, but focused on the fictitious character Gen. Interviews and archive material are used in the British documentary Hiroshima, BBC History of WWII to examine the detonation of the atomic bomb and its effects. It starts by examining the crucial minutes that occurred just before the bomb was dropped in an effort to describe what it was like to experience and survive a nuclear catastrophe. Another essential viewing is the 2007 Japanese documentary White Light, Black Rain, The Destruction of Hiroshima, which includes 4 interviews with Americans who were engaged in the bombing and 14 interviews with survivors. It's unquestionably moving to hear some of the interviewees describe their first-hand experiences at this place. The cultural. Thank you once again for being a part of Flick Flash. Until next time, keep watching, keep exploring, and keep that movie and TV magic alive. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and stay tuned for more exciting recaps. This is Flick Flash, signing off.